I survived the hardest official Pokemon game ever, Pokemon Colosseum. But not just regular Colosseum. Today we're gonna be playing Pokemon Grand Colosseum, a quality of life and difficulty enhancement ROM hack of Pokemon Colosseum that adds the physical special split, fairy typing, 65 new moves. Stats, typings, and abilities have been updated and changed so that all the Pokemon have their modern everything, 8 new TMs, hella shadow encounters, and much, much more. Now, at the time of this recording, the game has actually been updated to Grand Colosseum 2.0, but the footage you're gonna be seeing is from the older versions of the game that when it came out when it was released. If you would like to see this playthrough in a more episodic release, link in the description section below to the playlist. But then if you also would like to see me come back, you know what to do. Make sure you guys leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section below what you guys want to talk about. But anyway, let's get into the adventure, bro. Now the game opens up like it normally does with the amazing Pokemon Colosseum intro bit where Wes comes out, destroys Team Snag'em's base. I don't know how he got to the second floor, but he did it, and he was able to grab the goddamn Snag machine and then dip off of him. It was fire, bro. Me and like 8-year-old me was living for this moment, bro. I love this. Some of the coolest things in Pokemon at the time was this Colosseum intro. Anyway, we make it to the Outskirts Stand. So go check out our 2 Pokemon, and we have Umbreon and Espeon like normal, but obviously I check the moves, and Moonlight is a fairy type move, y'all. Now before we go inside the Outskirts Stands, we see Mirror B's 2 lackeys. I forgot their name, Truly and Foley, I'm pretty sure that's how they say their names, right? Anyway, they have something in the back of their car. It's this humongous wiggling bag, and they dip off. We go up inside and we see on the news, hey, somebody, really interesting building, the Team Snag'em hideout has been infiltrated and found. You find out that the police were using the explosion to go and find where this whole entire thing was. And Grant, we did it. We kind of helped them get arrested, you feel me? Anyway, Ryder Will wants to fight us, and he has 2 Linoons on his team. Now in this game, not gonna hold you. In this game, you might want to actually start soft resetting for your natures and all that good stuff for your Umbreon and Espeon, because of course, hey, these things still hit like trucks for everybody. Anyway, after beating Will, we go to Phoenix City and we stumble across Foley and Truly messing up with the bag, and it's wiggling, calling for help. And truthfully, the uproar spam these Loudred were giving me was so annoying, it actually killed my Espeon to where Umbreon was the only one that was outside in the field, and it was just really, really annoying because I couldn't do anything at all but stall with Moonlight and just do damage with Bite, and it was really, really annoying. Luckily, I was able to beat him and actually release and help the girl that was inside the bag, and obviously we named her canon name Rui. And we go over to the president's house, and this Sephiroth looking tall 6'5" dude comes out of nowhere and tries to intimidate us. And I'm over here like, bro, listen, bro, I'm gonna put you back in that live stream. Anyway, we talk to the president. He says let's go check out the Colosseum. We go to the Colosseum, they won't let us in. We come outside, we get attacked by Team Snag'em, and we have to sit there and just kind of destroy them or whatever. We go back to the president's house, and we actually see the best character in all of Pokemon, or one of them, Mirror B, baby. Hello. And 3 Power Rangers on the side for some reason. Anyway, it's time to fight Truly this time, and we get access to our very first Shadow encounter, which in the original game, it's a Shadow Makihita. But in this one, it's a Shadow Furret. After we take the Shadow Furret, it's time to come outside and you see the 3 of them blocking the exits to Phoenix City. You can actually choose your starter Pokemon here, whether it's Bayleaf, Croconaw, or Quilava. I think I went ahead to go grab Quilava because I just love Typhlosion like that. It just is what it is. And this thing is adamant nature, y'all. I feel amazing. Now that we're done with that, we actually have to go over to Pyrite Town to go and tell Duking that, hey, Shadow Pokemon are out. And unfortunately, we're a little bit too late because half the city has Shadow Pokemon. I catch the Mischievous, the Noctowl, the Wishcash, the Flaffy, and finally the Sunflora. Oh yeah, and the Slugma, which I'm never gonna use, so it is what it is. Anyway, we have to go and fight Kale, and Kale, I'm not gonna lie to you, very annoying trainer, but he does have a Shadow Curlia on his team, which unfortunately I was not able to catch because unfortunately it killed itself to confusion, and that's just out of my control, unfortunately. And then he tells us about the Colosseum that we have to go to in order to get the praise of Mirror B to be able to get a Shadow Pokemon. We do exactly that and then go inside the building to go ahead and stop Mirror B, and we have to make it all the way to the top. And honestly, it sucks because none of these trainers have Shadow Pokemon at all until we get to the very, very top. So it's just a bunch of battles until we get to the very top to go fight Wraith, and she has a Shadow Corsola, and then Firma, who has a Shadow Ariados. After beating both, we help Silva get back on his feet because he was out here getting destroyed by those two girls. I don't know how, but listen, I want them to destroy me, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, Mirabee invites us downstairs, not in the under, but to the little cave to the right of the building inside the canyon. I catch the Sneasel from the guy that's guarding the pathway to that place. And then we get inside the cave. Now, not all of them have shadow Pokemon, but of note, I did catch the Stantler and I caught the Shadow Mawile that's out in there. There's also a Shadow Lantern, some battle items inside the cave as well. And my team before Mirabee is Umbreon, Espeon, Furry, Quilava, Mawile, and Flaffy. Pretty decent team if I do say so myself, but now it's time to go ahead and fight Mirabee. Let me know in the comment section below, do you like Mirabee's XD theme song or his Colosseum theme song? Anyway, in typical Mirabee fashion, we have to fight him and his team of Ludicolo's and his one shadow Pokemon. Now, they were not lying about making Mirabee hard as hell, which they actually did, and Jesus Christ, he is no joke. Anyway, I do all reliable and just survive as best as I can by poisoning all the Ludicolo's and just attacking them whenever they go down. Oh yeah, and he has a Politoed in this game, which is interesting, but then he sends out his shadow Pokemon, which is the Shadow Sudowoodo, which I end up catching and freeing Plusle in the back and saving Duking's Pokemon. Anyway, Duking tells us of Egan and we have to go to a gate city to go and purify our shadow Pokemon. My team at the time is a Ampharos, Mawile, Quilava, Espeon, Umbreon, and Whiscash. And thankfully, they're all purified thanks to beating those Cypher grunts that came and attacked Egan when we were trying to, like, you know, obviously purify our Pokemon. Anyway, we get sent out to Mount Battle, of course, and we have to go and help Egan's friend Vander, who unfortunately is getting attacked by Cypher as well. Now, the one thing I hate about this Mount Battle gauntlet is that, like, you have to go in there, battle trainers, come back to get a free heal from the Pokemon Center, go right back in, go right back out, go right back in until you get to the very end to fight the Team Cypher admin, our first Cypher admin actually. My Quilava evolves into a Typhlosion. Wait a minute, I just realized I just said Mirabee wasn't a Cypher admin. Yeah, I'm wrong. Anyway, we have to fight Dakim, or Dakeem. I don't know how you say his name for real. But the one thing I do love about Dakeem is that he actually has like a Pokeball rosary. It's kind of hard, it's kind of fire low-key. And if you played the original game, you know nothing's changed at all. Earthquake Protect is still his game plan, but unfortunately for him, I have nothing but monstrous Pokemon on me, especially with Whiscash as well, and unfortunately, I just keep getting critted in this game. But thanks to my Pokemon and my Intimidate Pokemon, you know, Vitani, which is an amazing name for a Mawile, by the way. Don't tell me otherwise, bro. I could just kill the Claydol off rip, kill the Camerupt off rip. He sends out Cradilly, which is an amazing Pokemon. You know I love Cradilly a lot. Now I'm already Dragon Danced up, so I don't want to switch out Sophie for the most part, even when Cradilly's outside, but I do want to sit here and just try my hardest to get as much damage on these Pokemon as possible. He goes for the Sid Bomb on Sophie. Sophie's dead, unfortunately, but it's totally fine because guess what? It's okay, because I'm just here to just send out my lovely Blazer. The Metal Claw on the Cradilly does absolutely nothing. I don't even get the attack boost, unfortunately, but what I am able to do right now, right, is switch out into Anenra for Vitani. He's gonna protect on the Cradilly, that's perfectly fine. I'm gonna Lava Plume, kill the Metang, thank God. He's gonna send out his Swampert, which is actually a threat. Now I don't wanna switch out right now, so I'm gonna Scorching Sands the Swampert, which does okay amount of damage. It's not that crazy, but it's cool a little bit, you know, it's all right. I'm gonna Toxic his Pokemon and get them all down until I get down to Entei, his shadow Pokemon. Now this Mon, not gonna hold you, is annoying to catch. Nothing has changed from the original base game. It's still very hard to catch. So just make sure you have a lot of items on you so you can just heal and just make sure that you get this damn thing. Unfortunately for me, it took a while, so I'm gonna just skip all this, you know? Eventually, after catching Entei, Dakeem leaves and Vander sends us off to Cypher's lab in the city, but there's nothing in there. Well, there is, but we can't go up in there because there's lasers literally blocking us from going inside, so we have to find another way in. We go back to Pyrite Town and we see Truly, Foley, and the other two girls from Mirabee's association in police captivity, and we were able to take one of their keys to go into the Under. The Under is my favorite part of this game for some reason. It just signals the middle part of the game for me, and it's a really good place just for music. The atmosphere is great. The lighting and some of the in-game battles are really, really cool. And Venus is just a baddie. Like, I want her to undress. Never mind. I forgot this is a kid's game. You then find out Venus is lying to the people of the Under and telling them that we're the spies, and she put a whole hit out on us, so we have to get to her before anybody in the city gets to us. We end up meeting Meg, Net, and Bit, who are literally the smartest children I've ever seen in any video game. Like, there's no way in hell this man Net should be able to do the things that he's able to do in both XD and Colosseum. Very interesting. You then find out that Silva was captured yet again, and you have to help him. I cast the Shadow Dawn fan, Vitani learns Play Rough, and now it's gonna fight Venus of Team Cypher. Now, I don't wanna say Venus reminds me of Loverina, but she's not too far off. I would argue Venus probably has a more diverse team than Loverina does, but the same cutesy Pokemon in like Delcatty, and I'm pretty sure her entire team is full of female Pokemon, so like attract is still a big thing. But either way, sends out Venusaur or Delcatty. I'm just gonna spam Swords Dance for Vitani. Because that's his best what to do. They keep attacking a Nenra, so I'm not really worried too much about that at all. And I really just want to be able to just go ahead and just kill literally every single person here. I got like 3 Swords Dance on me. I'm gonna do one more just to get real greedy, just to get real greedy on some nasty wasty. You know what I'm saying? And Nenra passes out, which is perfectly fine by me, because now I can pretty much just start killing things. I'm gonna side beam the Venusaur, play off the Delcatty, and pretty much just kill literally every single thing on this field, because Vitani is a monster. Because if you remember, the Pokemon that have Mega Evolutions have been buffed in this game, so they're not weak, they're not trash, they're okay. And with Vitani being a fairy type in this game, Play Rough is just gonna destroy literally every single thing on this field, baby. I took out the Venusaur and the Delcatty thanks to Psybeam and Play Rough, of course. Baynet comes out, but he's not a shadow Pokemon at all. And so does Steelix, but I don't really care too much about Steelix at all. It is what it is. They kill Shiva, unfortunately. And that was just Sophie, Blazer, and Ampharos. And it's very annoying because I was able to take out the Baynet, but now it's the Suicune and the Steelix. I don't like this at all because Suicune is gonna keep spamming Surf, so there's not really much I can do. As long as I take out the Steelix, I'm perfectly fine. But thanks to, I guess, just Surf in Gen 3, the Steelix was able to get taken out, and I was able to Thunder Wave the Suicune and try to dwindle this thing down as much as possible to see if I can catch it. Now, on my first try, I was able to catch the Suicune, so we're great. And we have to chase Venus all the way down to the train. But while we're there, we catch some Shadow Pokemon. We catch a Shadow Baynet, a Shadow Miltank, a Shadow Glalie, and a Shadow Houndoom. We end up finding out that the train at the very bottom that Venus was taking was actually the gateway to go under the Cypher lab that we were trying to get into, but was blocked off by the lasers. And for some reason, somebody dropped the main gate key mid-explosion. I don't know how that worked. Did somebody die down there? I have no idea. But anywho, it's time to go into the Cypher lab, and after configuring my team, I go down there and I end up catching the Shadow Scizor, which is amazing because I'd never seen Scizor in this game at all. So this was my first time seeing Scizor in Pokemon Colosseum. I caught the Shadow Girafarig, the Shadow Tropius, which nobody cares about, but you know. A Shadow Heracross, which guess what? Remember what I told you at the mall while, this isn't like a normal Heracross. This Heracross, despite already being good in regular play, is buffed. So I had to catch it, of course. I caught a Shadow Vibrava, which was amazing because I would love to use Flygon, even though I do have a Dawn fan. A Shadow Hitmontop, a Shadow Porygon 2, and lastly, it's time to fight Ein, the fourth admin of Team Cypher. And I'm not gonna hold you, he's just as hard in this ROM hack as he is in the original base game. The Lightning Rod / 100% Thunder accuracy move / rain move team that he has going on is still as threatening as it is in this game, and I literally just kept dying, bro. It was not it was not an easy battle whatsoever, bro. Luckily, thanks to Nenra's bulk, I was able to literally stall the rest of his team out. And it's literally just a Nenra and the Raikou, and thankfully I am a special defensive Pokemon, so I'm really just throwing Pokeballs at a Raikou just to, like, you know, just to catch it, because why not? Who doesn't want the third and final legendary dog on their team? And I think I got lucky by catching it on the, no I did, never mind. Eventually I caught it, and that is literally all the Team Cypher admins. Now after catching almost all the Shadow Pokemon in this game, I sat there for a minute trying to decide what final team I was going to go into the last Colosseum with. And thanks to this ROM hack giving you so many more options than the original game, I was able to come up with a couple of teams that I had in mind, but I feel like I wanted to get done with the Cypher admin rematches and then devise a team to go and fight the last 2 final bosses with. And so I did exactly that. Dakeem was, I guess, challenging in this game because that Flygon was annoying as hell. He was rocking out with like a sun team, but still had like a Swampert on his team for some reason. I don't know why. And thankfully there were no shadow Pokemon I had to look out for, so we're good on that regard. I go and fight Mirror B, who is as annoying as usual, Slowbro and a Blossom for some reason. He has a Lickitung and a Ludicolo, which were not going down easily. I was able to poison his Wishcash. I don't know why Mirror B's team is the one that got like a crazy enhancement here, because I could have just, or I guess I would have just kept the Ludicolos and maybe added, I guess, Pelipper or Wishcash, of course, because of that Dragon Dance Waterfall set. But anyway, I was able to beat Mirror B after literally just reviving and hyper potioning the entire time. Next is gonna be Venus, and she actually stole my entire flow by getting a Mawile on her team and an Altaria, which I'm pretty sure is fairy type in this game, or at least in this version, right? Anyway, I was able to do a little bit of damage to the Mawile with an Earthquake and a Toxic, the Altaria. Heracross didn't really last much, but thankfully I was able to get what I needed to get done by sitting there and poisoning the Altaria. Killed both of those guys and got Meganium and Gardevoir out, which is terrifying to me. I have Calm on my Espeon, so I'm really good, but I cannot lie to you. The way they are doing damage to me is nuts. And then Gardevoir starts setting up at the Calm Mine too. I have to kill this thing as soon as possible, so that's what I did. I Iron Headed, get him out of here. Next, and then I just basically just went Shiva just to kill literally every single thing, because at plus like what, 3 or 4 Calm Mines, I was able to pretty much not one shot but do as much damage as I needed to clear out the entire place. And last but not least is Ein, whose strategy doesn't really change up that much. He pretty much has the exact same team minus the Raikou, but this time he has a Gyarados and a Manectric, and I'm gonna make sure that like my editor obviously shows like a lot of speed up occurrences, but there were literally like maybe like 5 or 6 attempts at trying to defeat Ein. He just was not going at all. And that Gyarados, dude, he would set up once and it'd be over for me. I don't know why, but it just happened. He has an Omastar on his team too. Like, who asked for that? And a Rhydon for some reason. Well, I would assume it's Lightning Rod, right? But listen, the best fulfilling moment was when I was able to actually beat him, because oh my lord, after those 5 or 6 attempts, I just sat there waiting for him to stop bouncing on me, pause, so I can get a good Thunderbolt off and just basically beat him. Now, before going into the Colosseum, we actually have a Gonzap battle. If you don't know who Gonzap is the leader of Team Snag'em, our old boss essentially, and he is working under Cypher, which I'm not sure if he was supposed to be an admin, but who knows. But anyway, my team before going into it is Vitani the Mawile, Guts the Heracross, Anenra the Umbreon, Sap the Lantern, Blazer the Typhlosion, and Shiva the Espeon. Now this Gonzap battle was not easy at all. In the original game, you could pretty much just get by him by just having good levels on him and just pretty much just being around his level. But in this game, it is not that simple. A Pinsir and a Hariyama come out and you have to sit there and do as much damage as you can, because these guys hit like trucks, bro. I was able to kill the Pinsir with the Aerial Ace from Heracross, and I was able to kill Hariyama with Play Rough from Vitani, but the moment that Crawdon came out, it was a monster to beat. Typhlosion ends up dying and Sap is losing every single bit of courage it can get, but before it goes down, Thunderbolt and the Crawdon is gone. He sends out a Breloom, and I'm terrified because Breloom and Gramble on the team just sounds terrible. I can't even Toxic him because he might have Poison Heal, who knows? But anyway, Sep dies and it's literally just Shiva and Anenra like it used to be, the usual duo, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that Seed Bomb comes out and Shiva gets critted, and there's nothing I can do at all. But I went to my trusty dusty backpack and revived Shiva so I can get her ready to sweep literally everybody. By doing Iron Head on the Granbull, killing the Granbull, we're fine, right? Next comes out is Skarmory, and Skarmory is a shadow Pokemon, which, guess what? Because of the little Pokemon glitch, I was able to just you know, throw Ultra Balls and Master Balls at this thing and just catch it right away. That way just leaving me the Breloom to deal with, and thankfully I have a player off Pokemon, so guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kill the Breloom, and that is it. And after Gonzap, it's about time we finally go in and stop everybody's evil plan. And by everybody, I mean Nazgul, because, you know, Nazgul is obviously the main villain in this game. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I have to go through a gauntlet of trainers, so I end up just, you know, catching the Blissey, the Shadow Absol, the Shadow Ninetales, and the Shadow Cradilly. Eventually getting all the way up to Nazgul, who has an Alakazam and a Skarmory to start off with at level 57, and I'm terrified. Alakazam ends up killing Guts, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to do anything with it, but thanks to a Nenra, I was able to kill the Skarmory, and thanks to Seth, I was able to kill the Skarmory as well, and the Alakazam. Gengar and Charizard come out, and this is such a terrible boss fight, because oh my god, right? My goodness. I end up going for the crunch on the Gengar, and surfing both of them. Sludge Bomb comes out from the Gengar, ends up attacking my Seth, and it does a decent amount of damage, like 25% I would say, or 20%. Fire Blast comes out from the Charizard, and I think he attacks my Seth as well, but it doesn't do anything at all because, you know, I'm a water type Pokemon, so who cares, right? Anyway, Crunch lands on the Gengar, and it does kill it, thankfully. Starmie comes out right after him. I go for the Surf on the Charizard, and it does not kill, I think pretty much, because in this game, Charizard is Fire Dragon and not Fire Flying. So unfortunately, because of that, I end up losing Seth to Starmie Psychic, and Blazer to its Hydro Pump, leaving just a Nenra and Shiva, unfortunately, and this is where it gets really, really terrifying, because guess what? Hidden Power in the Charizard is literally, I don't know what it is, because it ends up being super effective against my guy. But anyway, end up attacking the Charizard, or the Starmie, with Crunch, and Charizard is like poisoned for some reason. Not really worried too much about him at all. Metagross comes out, and Metagross ends up being the Shadow Pokemon of the choice here. It doesn't matter though, because guess what? Thanks to the Pokeball glitch in Pokemon Colosseum, I can just throw a Master Ball at this and not lose my Master Ball. And so, with that being said, that is it for Nazgul. Anyway, after beating Nazgul, you find out that he's not the final boss, and the mayor of Phoenix City, Escade, is actually the real leader of Team Cypher. He does this weird transforming thing, and now he's an evil clown looking, I don't know, man thing. Looks like the Penguin low key. But anywho, he sends out his Pokemon, and his team is just as terrifying as it is in the original game. He sends out Scizor and Slaking in this game, which I'm really grateful that it's just Slaking and not Slaking and Slowking. And shout out to Vitani's Intimidate, because I was able to, you know, get them both down by a little bit just to do something else. Slaking goes for an Earthquake, which does a decent amount of damage to literally everybody on the field, Vitani included, unfortunately, because god damn, it did too much damage, man. But not a damage to Guts. It didn't matter, bro. We break the Slaking, do what we can, smink a mock, whoop, and it doesn't kill him, but it gets him down 75%. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get off anything. I Swords Dance with Vitani, just thinking I was gonna survive something, but I just did not, unfortunately. And he goes for the Swords Dance on a Scizor. Now, I'm not really too worried about Scizor and his Swords Dance, because one fire move and this thing can just die anyway. So like I said, I'm not really worried too much about it, to be honest with you. I'm not worried at all. Scizor ends up bullet punching my Guts, but it does nothing to me at all. Bro, pause. Wait a minute, pause, damn it. Break on the Slaking. Slaking's out of here, thank God, because nobody wants to deal with that. Salamence comes out, and that's terrifying, and he has Intimidate on him too. Now, unfortunately, right, unfortunately, I'm only able to do what I can right now, right? So I go for the Play Rough on the Salamence, I heal up Guts, he's gonna bullet punch Guts again. Not my Guts, but Guts. Salamence has dual wing beat, which just pretty much just kills Guts. Don't even need a second one. It is what it is. It's cool. Guts did what he had to do. It's fine. 1 for 1. It's okay. I send out Shiva for some reason. I go for the Play Rough on the Salamence, and it actually kills the Salamence, thank God. So now we're 2-1. I feel amazing right now. Blaziken comes out, which is terrifying to say the least, because this thing does get, you know, it does get that speed boost, so I have to make sure that I can kill as many Pokemon as I can. So I go for the Psychic on the Blaziken, and I think that does kill, so one shot. Yeah, it is one shot, thank you. And we're looking good, because that's literally half his team already gone at this point. He sends out Slowking, which is a real problem. I knock off the Scizor just to see if he had an item on him, but he did. He had a focus band on him, which is crazy. He goes for the X Scizor on my Shiva, and unfortunately Shiva is gonna have to go down, but it's fine because Shiva was able to kill Pokemon before she was able to go down. So now, right, I'm knocking off the Slowking, and I'm just gonna go ahead and Flame Wheel the Scizor. He goes for an X attack on the Slowking for some reason. Not really sure what the plan was for that, but it is what it is. End up killing the Scizor. We're good now, which means we have 2 more Pokemon to go and deal with right now, which I feel amazing, right? Slowking comes out, and finally the Tyranitar, his shadow Pokemon, the ultimate shadow Pokemon in this game, comes out. And I love this model for Tyranitar, dude. Something about it is just so sexy to me. Just an amazing Pokemon. He's so big and grandiose. Paws, like, dog, yo. Anyway, right? I throw my Master Ball at the Tyranitar, cast the T-Tar, and kill the Slowking, and that's literally the end of Pokemon Colosseum. Nascore and Eva's try to escape, but guess what? Doesn't matter. Ho-Oh comes out of nowhere and destroys their entire helicopter, and they're arrested and sent out to jail. Thank God, too, because this was annoying. Let me tell you something about this game, bro. I already love Pokemon Colosseum, and Pokemon Grand Colosseum just made it a lot more of a loving experience. It's just the quality of life changes that the game added was amazing, and to hear that there's a 2.0 version, honestly, makes me want to play it again. So like, I think I will do that in the future. Probably will come back, who knows. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, obviously. And that's gonna be it for me. Bye.